We had SpaceX's historic IPO. It was the biggest in history. It landed at $135 a share, and it looked like a moonshot with a high on Thursday at about $200 a share. But since then, it's starting to look a little bit like Icarus. Right now is running about $165 a share. We also had the Fed meeting. The Fed decided to hold interest rates steady, but this was the first meeting with the new boss. The Fed's going to be a little less transparent, probably a little less forthcoming with forward guidance. Kevin Warsh has said he's going to set up 5 different task force. I've read about task forces, and what I come away with is that that is where ideas go to die. Committee has doesn't have the same kind of reputation. As a matter of fact, if you look at a camel, that's a thoroughbred that is designed by a committee. Now, the Fed has 2 mandates, a dual mandate, one for employment, one for stable prices. Kevin Warsh's focus in his news conference was solely on inflation. So we'll see what that does. We're a little concerned at CDI if we take our eye off the employment ball, that may become a surprise. In terms of the markets, munis continue to rally. They look extremely expensive versus their treasury equivalents, especially in the maturity shorter than 15 years. But in the muni market, we did have a couple of interesting happenings last week. We had the first ever tobacco bond default. I still remember the pitch to us when I was at another investment firm that you had inelastic demand, so there was no problem. The reason these bonds defaulted is demand has fallen off. The Brightline Railway in Florida, which is an investor-sponsored railway, has gone through another restructuring, and so that is never good for bonds. Now, to be fair, its last month's revenue were up 20% over the preceding year ago month's revenue, but it still looks to be on wobbly legs. This week, we get another inflation read of personal consumption and expenditure index. Final thing I'd like to mention is the conflict in Iran. A 14-point memo of understanding was released last week, and it looked like Iran has a great deal coming their way. They're making great monetary gains, and we are getting nothing. So it looks like it is a pale cousin to President Obama's Iran deal.